I mean, that's just completely out of his character, but usually you see him at the very least. Top 32, top 8. I haven't seen him outside of top 8 at most tourneys, but Evo, yeah, he wasn't in there. Okay, wait. Oh, this is going to be a great set. We have Jebb from Virginia, the brother of Waddy, who has recently been terrorizing Xanadu, but Jebb has been placing top 3 a lot himself, and Darkshad from Ohio. Very strong Ryu player. So we do get to see a little bit more Lucas today. When we were talking about Xanos, I completely forgot about Jebb. How could I? He's the local Lucas talent here. Definitely one of the best Lucases I've ever seen. Practices with his brother, who's super good as well. And then Darkshad, kind of coming out of nowhere recently. This guy, he's one of the best players. No, he's definitely the best player in Ohio. He was able to take out Abadongo at Midwest Mayhem 2. I want to say it was 2. He's had a string of really good victories in the Midwest ever since. And, yeah, this Ryu is just on point, so I want to see what he could do. This is a matchup you really don't see every day.
Definitely not. Why don't you go ahead and lay the groundwork for a second on what we can expect whenever we look at the head-to-head between Ryu and Lucas.
I think one of the biggest keys to Lucas's success in this matchup is the amount of multi-hit moves he has, namely PK Fire and Neutral Air. Ryu, super bad against multi-hit moves because he thrives on focus so much. The focus attack, of course, presenting 1 hit's worth of super armor. So if you hit him with a single hit move, he's going to tank right through that and could unleash the punch, put you into crumple animation, or just into a lot of hit stun and get a free follow-up. However, Lucas's multi-hits are going to break the focus armor, send Ryu flying, and definitely make him need to adjust his game plan. And without focus, like when that option is off the table, Ryu is actually not that ridiculous of a character. I think focus is maybe like 25% of his entire game plan at high levels. And if Darkshad can adapt to that, if he can deal with these neutral airs and PK fires and not get overwhelmed, then I think we could see him still do well. But Jebb, I mean, he plays such a weird character. Lucas, who knows how to fight Lucas, right? And if you don't have that specific knowledge going in, especially as Ryu, when you're like, okay, I need to avoid multi-hit moves at all costs, it could get ugly.
And I'm liking Jebb's style right now, right? He doesn't want to be the person who's approaching in this matchup. He wants to rely on Ryu to make the approaches, because while Ryu has an amazing game when it comes to actually finishing stocks, setting these punishes, when it comes to approaching, Ryu overall, a bit lackluster. And like you said, because of the multi-hitting moves, that sort of takes options like the focus off the table, turning this already lackluster approach game into an even worse approach.
Right, but I gotta say, I think Ryu's fireball game is super underrated in Smash. In Street Fighter, if he had the frame data on these fireballs that he does, I think he'd be disgusting. I'm not sure if it's different from the Street Fighter frame data, but it seems way faster in Smash to me. However, like, Hadouken, not really the most menacing projectile, and Lucas able to absorb it anyway, so I think we are going to see Darkshad eventually chasing Jebb down, but for now, he's got the lead, so he's just going to let that rock.
Even with employing these walks, they're so good. He wants to make sure that he's ready to go, ready to react to whatever slight movements that Jebb might make.
I also like that Darkshad has not really been going for too many focuses at all. He just did a couple there, but he dashed right out of them, using it more for movement than for tanking a hit. And that's the kind of matchup knowledge you need to have. At least keep the focus in your pocket for later, because then if Jebb is like, all right, he's not going to do it, see, there you go. Tanks right through the back air. One of Lucas's non-multi-hit aerials.
Oh, there it is. I thought for a second that he whiffed the confirm, but he was able to at least pick it up at the end there.
There's absolutely no respect there on Darkshad's part. He hit the down tilt into Lucas's shield and just did the Shoryuken anyway. If Jebb had kept blocking, it could have been a stock for him. He could have just dropped shield and like done any smash attack. But either way, that slight impatience, that urgency to get out of shield and punish Darkshad really cost him here.
Even in Street Fighter, you sometimes have to make those hard call-outs, and that's exactly what we saw from Darkshad. Jebb, on the other hand, gets the grab, and he's going to get the aerial follow-up as well. So on the table, even though Lucas may not have as ridiculous of an endgame tool set as Ryu might, he still has great tools whenever it comes to actually closing out these stocks.
Right, he has a lot of raw kill power and ability to kill off throws, which just makes him scary in general. But, okay, Jebb, crafty movement, uses the A landing with neutral air, roll behind into down tilt, and that just got him so much damage. Darkshad, though, not afraid to respond with the Tatsumaki out of the corner. Since it was on the platform, it didn't get him that much real estate, but now we've got a much more even-looking fight. Jebb able to tack on so much damage and build some momentum there. Now we're kind of seeing Darkshad wanting to go in, and Jebb is making him pay dearly for it.
And notice how comfortable Darkshad is right now, approaching with just these shielded approaches. He almost wants to coax Jebb into throwing out the tether unwittingly and then finding the punish afterwards.
Jebb putting himself in the corner and actually off stage, just running scared from Darkshad's Ryu here. Needs to make something happen. Slight percent deficit, but that doesn't mean he should start approaching too recklessly. He does have, of course, a lot of ways to keep Ryu at bay, namely PK Fire and Zair, and some solid frame traps on shield. Jebb looking like a Street Fighter player in his own right there.
Very close match. This is the percentage again where Jebb can just get one of these grabs. And Darkshad, with his movement, has been trying to bait out this grab this entire time. We could see a massive punish. I think it could go honestly either way if either player isn't prepared. Yeah,
we could see down throw up air from Lucas. I'm not sure if that percent threshold is still good, but we could definitely see the back throw at the edge taking it out of stock. Not quite as strong as Ness's, but very powerful in its own right.
Back air coming out from Shad. And another one. That's going to be game one. Such a close first game.
Darkshad, amazing stuff, closing it out with back air through the jump from the edge air dodge. So I think he saw that coming and just was like, all right, I'm going to stay patient, wait for this air dodge to end. And Lucas, with so much aerial mobility, it's kind of weird to hit out of his air dodge, just like Ness. Not quite as weird as Ness, who's just like, how do you punish this guy's air dodge? But yeah, good stuff from Darkshad, showing that he's pretty aware of what this character is capable of.
It was just a good mix-up at the end as well. When I look at the majority of that game, we saw Darkshad playing this incredibly ground-oriented game, right? Just very subtle movements, approaching with these shielded approaches. And he didn't take to the skies until he knew that it would be worth the risk, right? Going up there. He saw the opportunity with the initial back air. He sees it again with the second back air to close it out. Great decision-making overall. I'm loving the play that we're seeing from him.
And let's see what kind of adjustments Jebb can make here. I think he actually might need to play a little bit more rushdown oriented, because Ryu, although he's not good at approaching and you can just camp him out, I also think he's not very good at fending off the right kind of aggression, especially if he can't focus through it. So if Jebb just goes in, rushes him down with neutral airs, crosses him up, you know, Ryu doesn't really have a great punish on the back of his shield. Also Zair, how is Ryu going to punish Zair? So I think just using his spacing tools aggressively could work really well.
And does it seem like he's going beside that game plan right now?
It looks like he's definitely playing a little bit more aggressively than before. Though he just can't like get a lead and then start backing off, because then I feel like Darkshad's going to get in and cause way more damage than Jebb was ready to take. And the whole thing could turn back around. So you got to maintain your lead. Don't just let it sit.
Definitely not. And especially, that goes double true whenever you're facing off against Ryu in particular. His ability to destroy stocks so quickly is one of the things that makes him so fearsome in this game. And up tilt confirmed from here very well could lead into the Shoryu. Oh, trying to go for the down air spike instead, but will come up short. Right. Meanwhile, Jebb, an opportunity to convert, goes for the back air instead, but there's the focus. It's not going to present any value for Shad, however.
Yeah, Lucas actually has such a fast forward tilt that he can tag Ryu, get armored, and then get out of there. I did not even know that at all until just now, so thank you, Jebb, for showing me.
Again, just the incremental spacing we're seeing from Shad.
Right, and one of Lucas's weakest points is his ability to space on the ground. He's pretty much just got his stubby little tilts and his jab. Ryu, not the longest range on the ground, but definitely enough to contend with that. Uh-oh,
brilliant time to go for the grab.
Ooh.
Didn't actually KO. What a surprise.
Don't know why he didn't go for up air. That forward air is pretty strong, but wanted to be a little bit more toward the corner if that were to KO.
Okay, another big aerial from Jebb.
Ooh, goes for the down smash. Pretty creative stuff. It has a lot of active frames, but there are gaps in between it, of course, and that's when Darkshad grabbed the edge. Either way, Jebb closing out this first stock, looking to establish the extra credit. If you can get a grab here, that could be, I'd say, 30+ damage with the right follow-up.
And getting the up tilt, but not getting the spacing correct in order to combo into that Shoryu. A bit rough, and there it is. Just 47 damage off of the grab and the PK Fire combined.
Oh, I thought we were going to see some nasty stuff from Shad there if he connected with one of those tilts, but also the right smash DI can get you out of so much stuff from Ryu, especially if you play a floaty character like Lucas. So I don't know if Jebb is really too worried about those tilt confirms, and when you're able to shut that off from Ryu, it just kind of invalidates his up-close game.
Ooh.
Either way, Darkshad not phased. No amount of smash DI is going to stop him.
What was that about those tilt confirms?
Yeah, so everything I've been saying, guys, for like the last hour, just totally disregard it. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
And right now, Shad, he's just keeping up the pressure. He's keeping up the percentage. Again, with the KO potency that Ryu has, this is far from over. Jebb understands this. He's trying to play the range game again. Wants to ensure that he can tack on the damage. With Ryu, you know, he's a bit of a tankier body, isn't he? So that means that Jebb is going to have to work a little bit harder before he starts going for the grabs to set up for the kill confirms.
Yeah, Ryu is way high up there in weight class, actually. Oh, no! Darkshad able to steal that one from Jebb's hands. Okay, 2-0.
And like we said, because of that tanky body, he's able to take those hits. You saw the lead that Jebb had. It really didn't matter. He just needed to tack on some more damage before he could reliably go for some of those tether setups. Otherwise, the risk, it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed by Darkshad's resilience there, man. He was going down pretty far in the early game, but just able to swing it back into his favor. True Shoryuken, of course, the comeback tool of all comeback tools. It's going to wipe the stock off the board at like 70% with Rage. So, yeah, good stuff to Shad and also to Jebb, player that I really like watching because Lucas is so cool and rare. So, yeah, it's a good set.
Very good, very good. Darkshad, that's a big win, I'd say, for the midway.